Hello students, good morning all of you. Today I Rabindra Mohan Bisra from Sri Jagdamba Sanskrit College Batho am taking the class of Shastri second. Today we see the summary of The Merchant of Venice Act 3 Scene 2. This is a very important topics for coming examination. We have seen many explanations from the play act 1, 2, 3 and of different scenes. Some day ago we have discussed about the summary of act 3 scene first. Today we see the summary of act 3 scene 2 of the play The Merchant of Venice. The play Merchant of Venice is a very good play by William Shakespeare. Shakespeare was a great dramatist. He was certainly one of the most important literary figures of his time. He wrote many plays. Out of this, it is very good and gives us much more lessons to learn. This act starts from the place Belmont. The passage of time in The Merchant of Venice is peculiar. In Venice, the 3 months that Antonio has to pay the debt go by quickly, while only days seem to pass in Belmont. As Antonio's losses mount, Shylock's villainous plan becomes apparent. Shylock repeats single-mindedly that let him look to his bond. Despite his mounting ovation with the pound of Antonio's flesh, however, he maintains his dramatic dignity. In Belmont, Portia begs Bassanio to delay before making his choice among the casket. Portia also begs Bassanio to delay choosing between the caskets for a day or two. If Bassanio chooses incorrectly, Portia reasons she will lose the pleasure of his company. Portia is so strictly bound by the legal rules in her father's will that she must abide by whatever happens, even if it means that she loses the man she loves. Though she refuses to break the terms of her father's riddle of the caskets, she confesses that if it were up to her, she would give herself to him entirely. Bassanio, though, is tortured by the uncertainty of waiting and convinces her to let him try the riddle. Bassanio insists that he make his choice now to avoid prolonging the torment of living without Portia as his wife. Portia orders that music be played while her love makes his choice. Portia instructs that music should be played so that if Bassanio chooses incorrectly, he will at least make a swan like end. The song commences. Tell me where is fancy bread, or in the heart, or in the head. The last word of every line in the song rhymes with lead. Portia has found a way to clue Bassanio in the right answer without breaking the rules of the riddle of the cascades. Whether Bassanio picks up on the clue is unclear, but this is not the last line that Portia displays a keen legal mind. Bassanio stands before the cascades, debating his choice for some time, like the shooters who have come before him. Bassanio carefully examines the three cascades and puzzles over their inscriptions. First, he rejects the gold casket, saying that the world is still deceived with ornament, while then silver he deems a pale and common trust between man and man. Finally, after much debate, Bassanio picks the lead casket. He opens the lead casket, which reveals Portia's portrait along with a poem congratulating him on his choice and confirming that he has won Portia's hand. Inside, he finds a painting of Portia and a poem praising the wisdom of his choice. Bassanio turns to Portia, insisting that he must also have her consent if they are to marry. Portia reassures him and she compares Bassanio to the Greek hero and demigod Hercules as a symbol confirming her love. Portia gives Bassanio a ring that he must never part with, as his removal of it will signify the end of his love for her. Bassanio is almost too happy to speak. Only my blood, he tells her, speaks to you in my veins. Just as Jessica converted to Christianity for Lorenzo, Portia describes her entire self and all her wealth and belongings as converted to Bassanio. The happy couple promises one another love and devotion. Love is connected both to transformation and economic worship. With his metaphor of speaking to Portia with the blood in his veins, Bassanio connects love to the description of humans as animals that Shylock used to define human beings. Narcia and Gracino, who have been watching, expresses their joy. They congratulate them and confess that they too have fallen in love with one another. Gresino, seizing the moment, asked Bassanio for permission to marry, confessing that he has already fallen in love with Narcia. Narcia confirms that she loves Gresino as well. Bassanio declares that the four of them will share a wedding. They suggest a double wedding along with Jessica and Lorenzo. Gresino and Narcia provide a second parallel to the love between Bassanio and Portia. In this case, love comes off looking rather superficial or at the very last abrupt. Lorenzo and Jessica arrive in the midst of the rejoicing along with Celerino. Bassanio and Portia welcome them. Celerino explains that he is carrying a letter from Antonio for Bassanio. Gresino and Narcia continue to flirt and joke cluelessly as Bassanio begins reading. The ugly reality of Shylock's revenge plot and Bassanio's debt to Antonio disrupt the idyllic love scene. In the letter, Antonio writes that all of his sheep are